What's up, guys? Ian here, coach of your Ladner Lanturn, bringing you guys our D&D Season 6 Playoffs Round 1 Team Builder. This week we are taking on my good friend Jed and his Adelaide Redraks. We did pick up a win against Jed. I believe it was 2-0 in the regular season. It was either 2-0 or 4-0. I can't remember off the top of my head. He brought a bunch of cool stuff. I believe he brought a Scarf Memaswine. Don't quote me on this. I can't exactly remember what the sets he brought were, but he brought Memaswine, Hitmonlee, Celesteela, Espeon, Dodrio, and Golbat. I know Golbat was more of a defensive set. Celesteela was meant to trap my Ferrothorn and kill it, which it did successfully, but it took a beating in the process. He ended up bringing Banded Hitmonlee. I think it was Scarf Espeon. Excuse me. Scarf or Specs Espeon, I can't remember off the top of my head. Might have been Life Orb. He brought a sashed sashed a Dodrio for speed passing and all that good stuff. At the time, I was expecting Hydra and Araquanid to come, and neither of them came. Oh, I should run through his team. If my dock will work. There you go. He has Hydreigon, Memaswine, Araquanid, Hitmonlee, Electrode, Celesteela, Whimsicott, Alolan Marowak, Espeon, Dodrio, and Golbat. Since our last match, I've made 2 drops and he has made none. And I actually brought one of the Mons against him that I dropped. I brought a Cryogonal against him, which we've then dropped for Swellow, as you can see on your screen. I'm bringing Swellow this time in place of it. I'm bringing kind of a wildly different team than I brought last time. I'm only bringing 2 of the same Mons that I brought the first time. I think I have a better idea of how I want to win the game this time. Last time I really wasn't sure, and I kind of just brought double Scarfers to make that certain. I also wanted to bypass the fact that he had Sticky Web. This time we're not going to bypass it, but I'm bringing only some coverage for it instead of dual defog. I'm only bringing 1 defogger. I'm not expecting Hitmonlee this time. I think I have better threats to deal with Hitmonlee than I did last time. I think Hitmonlee had a better matchup when I had Steelix on the team, and now it has kind of a relatively poor matchup. My top 3 Mons, being Mega Medicham, Zapdos, and Scolipede and Chandelure, all of them deal with Hitmonlee really well. Togekiss 4 times resists the fighting, so really he's bringing it to deal with maybe Swellow and Ferrothorn, which is why I don't think that he should bring Hitmonlee. I think he might, but I don't think he should because it has a bad matchup against my team. So I haven't prepped for Hitmonlee very well, even though he brought a Bandit set last time. Whimsicott is interesting. It didn't have a good matchup last time, and it still doesn't have a good matchup this time, although it got a tiny bit better because I dropped Steelix for Floatzel. Outside of that, Whimsicott kind of gets destroyed by things like Zapdos, things like Scolipede, things like Chandelure, things like Swellow, things like Togekiss, and things like Ferrothorn. He didn't bring it last time. I'm not expecting it again this time. Alolan Marowak is an iffy Mon for me. I wasn't expecting him to bring it last time, and I actually dealt with it worse last time than I do this time. I have Swellow to switch into Ghost Attacks, because I finally have a normal type. Togekiss is still a good, well, I don't know. Like he still struggles to deal with the fact that I have Swellow over Cryogonal means it's not super effective, and the fact that I have Floatzel over Steelix means it's not super effective. So I kind of just have better ways to deal with the Alolan Marowak, and I don't think that that's coming. I was not expecting Electrode last time because I had Steelix on the team still and Cryogonal as a special wall. But now that I have Swellow and Floatzel in their place, Electrode kind of just got a lot better against my team. And in general, Electric has a really fun time with my team. I have 2 resists, one being an immunity. That is Zygarde 10%, my immunity, and Ferrothorn, my resist. So I can't really deal with electric types super well with this team, and I kind of just have to hope that I don't run into any good electric types along the way. Luckily, Electrode's not a good electric type. What else? I think Hydra still could probably come. It's really his best way to switch into my Chandelure. In fact, it's generally his only way to switch to my Chandelure. The combination of Shadow Ball and Fire Blast just demolishes his team. And I don't know why I didn't bring Chandelure last time, because I was so scared of Hydra, and then he just didn't bring it. It was like one of his first picks, and it's his tier 1, so I'm not sure, but there you go. Mammoth Swine I think is coming for sure. I think he would bring it even just to speed time my Chandelier, my Chandelier and my Togekiss. I think it's really good against my team. Ice Shard priority is really strong against my team too. Raquinid is interesting. He might bring it to get webs up. He didn't even bother bringing it last time. I think it's got an even worse matchup this time than it did before. We'll see about that. Celesteela is definitely coming. He has to bring it defensively though. If he tries to bring an offensive variant against me, I can shut it down relatively easily. And I can outspeed it with things like Chandelier and just bop it in the face. Although it would still be difficult for me to deal with. An autotomized set would be difficult for the team that I'm bringing, but I do have ways to deal with a defensive one and an offensive one. What else? Espeon, I think, should come. I can kind of just hazard stack on his face if he doesn't bring Espeon. Or a Magic Code Raquinid, because Ferrothorn can rocks and then Spike Stack on him. He does have a Levitator and 3 flying types, but I can start chipping down the Whimsicott, which is really useful. Chipping down the Hitmonlee, chipping down the Mamoswine, all that sort of stuff is really useful for my team. I actually have T-Spikes too, and he does not have a grounded poison type. I considered bringing like a stacking Scolipede because it threatens the Espeon as well. But it relies on me hitting a Megahorn, which I'm not comfortable with, I don't think. Because I would need Megahorn to be able to hit the rest of his team, essentially. I thought about a Scolipede set, but I ended up not bringing it. Anyways, I definitely haven't talked about what he's got, but he's got priority in Mamoswine with Ice Shard, Hitmonlee with Fake Out and Mach Punch, and Espeon with Quick Attack. He has Hazard setting in Mamoswine with Stealth Rocks, Araquanid with Sticky Webs, and Alolan Marowak with Stealth Rocks. He has removal options in Hydreigon with Defog, Whimsicott with Defog, Hitmonlee with Rapid Spin, and Golbat with Defog. And he has 2 4x weaknesses, Hydreigon to Fairy and Whimsicott to Poison. Neither of those are very common. My Fairy is Togekiss, which gets Dazzling Gleam at best. And Celesteela can switch into Fairy attacks pretty well. On the other hand, Whimsicott being weak to Poison, he's got Celesteela to switch into Poison, so generally, you're not going to see many people kind of abuse those 4x weaknesses just because Celesteela exists, and he's going to bring Celesteela pretty much every game if he hasn't already. So, let's go into my team. We're bringing a special Wall Zapdos. This is almost identical to the Zapdos that I brought last time, except I'm running Toxic over U-Turn. I decided that I wanted to just kind of Toxic something that's coming in on me, as long as it's not named Espeon, in which case Discharge is the best play, but if I think Mamoswine is switching in on Discharge, I'd like to Toxic that this time, instead of the garbage that I did last time, and I actually just discharged it. I had to pressure the Golbat to not defog my Rocks away, but I'm not bringing Hazard. You can tell that I don't have any Hazard setters here, so I'm not bringing Hazards against him this time, which may or may not be a mistake, but we'll see. It is double elimination playoffs, so I'll have another shot to make it into the Premiership, even if I lose this match. That's kind of just how it goes. Next up is Alomomola. Yeah, I'm not going to go into depth with this because I've already done this in my team builder for him the first time in week 4 if you want to check that out. Alomomola, our physical wall, I did not bring this the first time. Instead I brought Ferrothorn to get up rocks and shit, but he's got a Magic Bounce user, and I think that Ferrothorn has an okay matchup against his team, but not great. He can run a lot of stuff with fire coverage. Alolan Marowak gets fire coverage, Hydreigon gets a bunch of fire coverage too, Hitmonlee hits it super effectively, Celesteela gets Flamethrower, so I'm kind of edging on the side of caution here. And we're just bringing Physical Wall Alomomola, so I have my Special Wall and my Physical Wall this week. This is a pretty standard Physical Wall Alomomola with Wish, Scald, Protect, and Toxic. I'm running Toxic on a lot of stuff because I just want to whittle down his Mons. If he's bringing like a Raquinid in on my Alomomola, then I don't know what he's doing, but I can Toxic Soul to death. Hydreigon, I'd love to Toxic Soul to death with my Zappy. He's got 2 immunities to Toxic, those being 3 immunities to Toxic, sorry. If I brought Ferrothorn, he wouldn't. I don't think. No, he would. Espeon's immune, Golbat's immune, Celesteela's immune. It's kind of all there is to it. Everything else can get Toxic and whittled down. That's the plan for the most part. Wish Protect is standard, and Scald, I'd love to burn something like a Mamoswine. That'd be perfect actually, or a Hitmonlee, or a Dodrio if he brings like a SD Dodrio this time. Even burning like the Celesteela is good residual. Obviously I can't burn the Araquanid, burning Hydreigon's good residual, burning Espeon's good residual, or burning the Golbat's good residual. I'm bringing Zygarde 10 because again, I talked about how scary Electrode is. Well, not how scary Electrode is, but my electric weakness. Zygarde covers that. We're bringing a Yachiberry Dragonhead set. I've never brought this set in my entire life. Zygarde 50% I've brought this set, but not with a Mon as weak defensively as Zygarde 10. Usually Zygarde 10 is considered basically paper, but we're bringing Yachiberry because I think if I'm switching in on the Electrode's Thunderbolt, then he'll have HP Ice. I think the Electrode will be set up fodder for me, and I'm hoping it is. Whimsicott's a good switch into this if he brings Whimsicott, but I don't think Whimsicott's coming, so I'm not too concerned. Once I get a Dragonlance up, this bodies his team for the most part. Like plus 1,000 arrows kind of decimates Electrode, it decimates Alolan Marowak, it decimates the Espeon, it decimates the Golbat. It can decimate the Celesteela, depending. If I can lock myself into Outrage, then I'm bodying the Hydreigon, I'm bodying the Araquanid, I'm bodying the Golbat. Extreme Speed is there because I love Priority, and I'm not going to lock myself into Priority this week. You'll see that I'm not locking myself into any Priority moves. Extreme Speed will be really helpful to get by things like Mamoswine. If he thinks he can Ice Shard me, then Extreme Speed goes first, always, and I can potentially pick it off before it can pick me off. We're running a lot of speed on this, enough speed to outrun his base 110 Mons, being Espeon and Dodrio. Max attack with the rest in HP. Next up, we're bringing Mega Medicham. This is an identical set to the one we brought the first time. I initially had Bullet Punch on here over Thunder Punch because I kind of just wanted that extra priority that I could use whenever I wanted, but I realized that I can't hit the Celesteela very hard with that. So instead, we're not doing that, and we're bringing Thunder Punch instead to hit the Celesteela. This is just sort of making it so that he can't stay in with Celesteela against me. Now granted, Thunder Punch is not doing that much to Celesteela, as strong as Mega Medicham is, it's not doing that much to a defensive Celesteela, but if he's defensive, then Air Slash isn't doing as much to me, and that's kind of the goal. Fake Out's there for good pick-off potential. He only has one normal immunity, being Alolan Marowak, and again, I don't see that coming. Be nice to break a Sash or something on Dodrio. Obviously I can't deal with Dodrio afterwards, but that's what Alomomola and sort of Zapdos are there for. I'd love to switch into Zapdos in that thing and paralyze it actually on a Brave Bird or something like that. Again, same set, so I'm not going to delve into it too much. It's the exact same speed creeping. We're speed creeping over Hydreigon. That's about it. We're bringing Chandelure this time. I didn't realize how much Chandelure wrecks his team, but now I do. Fire Blast, Shadow Ball, Trick, and Memento. All I need are Fire Blast and Shadow Ball. I don't like missing moves, and Fire Blast is a bad move, but Flamethrower just does not pull enough damage this game. It actually just doesn't do enough damage. So I needed the Fire Blast to do that extra little bit of damage. Shadow Ball, again, he's got one switch in, and that's Dodrio. And Hydreigon actually switches into this relatively well. I have Trick on here just in case I can like trick the Celesteela with the Choice Scarf or something. I'm not sure if it'll ever happen, but that could be cool. I have a Memento on here, and I'm really hoping that Espeon doesn't like swap in on the Memento. I really hope he doesn't predict that I'm in a Memento, but I don't see why you would ever swap in Espeon on a Chandelure anyways. Unless I'm locked in Trick, which I wouldn't be unless I'm swapping a Z-Crystal. So, yeah, Memento's there just in case, and then I can maybe get my Zygarde set up, or get my Mega Medicham in for free and get a huge head off or something like that. I don't know. Honestly, Chandelure's really valuable, so I might never click Memento, but I didn't really need another move. I was thinking maybe Energy Ball for the Araquanid, but at the same time, it wasn't that useful. That's kind of just my thoughts. It doesn't get Fairy coverage, so I can't really hit the Hydreigon. It doesn't get Fighting coverage, so I can't really hit the Hydreigon. It doesn't get Ice coverage, so I can't really hit the Hydreigon. Like an HP Ice or something might have been okay, but I'm not going to try and predict the Hydreigon coming in on me because I know that it's coming in on me. So I can just hit it really hard with a Fire Blast and get the hell out of there. Last but not least is a Swellow, and you'll notice if you've looked at his team that he basically has he's got two Flying Resists on his team. One of them is a bad Pokemon, being Electrode, and the other is Celesteela. Celesteela covers a lot of holes on his team, and it's kind of a glue Pokemon for him. Electrode's just straight bad, and its defenses are bad, and it should feel bad. But he does not have good answers for a Guts boosted Brave Bird from Swallow. I thought about bringing like a Boom Burst variant, but Special Swallow does not do as much as a Physical Swallow does to his team, and I'm hoping he doesn't realize that, or he can't deal with it, and Swallow kind of just bodies his team. There's only one thing that'll outspeed it unless he's bringing a Scarfer, and that's Electrode. Electrode probably can't kill us, I'm not going to lie. It's pretty weak. Granted, our SpDef is pretty weak, but I'm running some HP investment here. Oh, I totally forgot to talk about the speed investment on this. We're running enough speed on here to speed tie with Scarf Mamo, which is the same base 80 speed, so we'll just speed tie with any Mamo, I guess. Yeah, Swallow with Brave Bird, U-turn, Quick Attack, and Facade. I'm bringing some more priority. I have 3 forms of priority this week because I need to pick off his faster mons, especially things like Electrode. Just to get them out of the way and then be able to sort of work around my speed tiers after that. Yeah, Brave Bird, no resists, U-turn for good momentum, especially if I want to scout and see if Celesteela is to switch in. Then I can U-turn into my Chandelure and just absolutely destroy that thing. And Facade, I was searching around for a while and I'm like, what is the last move this set runs? And it's Facade. I totally forgot about that. Once his normal resists are gone, case in point, like he's got 2 normal resists, Celesteela and Alolan Marowak being an immunity, and once basically once Celesteela is gone, Swallow kind of just sweeps his team. So that's kind of where we're going at with that. 184 speed gives us enough speed to outspeed the Whimsicott. That's my goal. Obviously it can Prankster Memento or something, but excuse me, Prankster Memento, and then I U-turn into nothingness, but at the same time I can just U-turn out the next turn because he'll be dead. That's kind of the goal. Swallow with max tech, and then I pop the rest into HP. Sorry that I've been like stuttering over my last 2 team builders, but I just feel like a lot of this is obvious if you've been watching my videos for a while. If you're new, then I'm really sorry, and honestly, I'm feeling kind of under the weather at the moment, so that's my excuse. Anyways, we take on Jed in both the NCL and the DnD playoffs this week. This is not a do or die match because there's double elimination in Championship to try and get promoted into the Premiership. I'm not sure how that works. I have not been explained about how to work around that, and the playoffs tab on the document does not show that, but we're going to try and win anyways. If we do win, we play the winner of Shiny Krabby and Arnaud. I would love it if Arnaud won, because then I could play him for a 3rd time and beat him once again. That'd be lovely. Even though we just played him today, I'd love to just beat him again, because I think that I have a much better matchup against him than I do against Krabby. But that's what happens when you draft Naganadel. Anyways, that's enough out of me, and I will catch you guys for the match.